Y'all know that like mountain in South Dakota with all the faces on it?
Yes, Mount Rushmore.
Right. And how like people like to do that with sports and everything.
Yes.
All right, so it's a little too easy, right? Yeah, it's like obviously we know who it is for DFW, and you could probably fill it out for each individual sports team in about 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Locally. What if I told you like had to do it, but you couldn't take the obvious choices? Like, so you couldn't, the four people that you would, like, I want to know the B team.
So, like, fan favorites, or?
Not necessarily, like, just like, for example, let's just do like the Cowboys real quick. Is like, you can't do the triplets or Staubach. But who are if that's the case, who are the next best four Cowboys?
I got you. So you want Mount Rushmore B team?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the JV.
JV Mount Rushmore.
The team I would be on if I was to participate in sports, if I were lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
JV Red.
Hey,
JV Red B team.
Shout out to the 7th grade football team at Bailey Junior High, Red B team, because the white B team went like 1-7, and we went like 5-2 or whatever. And I just want to say I was at least on the good B team.
There you go.
Tony was on A team.
So are we doing? So, any particular sport, or just across all sports, or
I was
are we doing
thinking
baseball?
about rolling around DFW.
Okay, just DFW sports stars.
Okay, so full DFW B team.
Okay. Yeah, so like for the Cowboys, like to start, like no Staubach and no triplets.
Okay.
I feel like Tony Dorsett's on
That's exactly the first place I went.
Okay. Jason Witten. Maybe?
No.
No.
Well, yeah.
Jason Witten is a really good one.
I wasn't gonna leave the 70s just yet.
Okay.
I was gonna go with.
There's a lot
Too
of
tall?
guys.
Mr. Ed Jones.
Bullet Bob Hayes is a good one.
I was gonna go with
Brad Sham.
D tackle.
Man, Brad Sham.
Wild card.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh goodness.
Moose.
Ooh.
Daryl the Moose Johnson.
What the heck's
I feel like you have to choose between him and Witten. One's got rings and the other's got stats.
Yeah.
Oh, not that Moose doesn't have stats.
Oh, current? I was thinking like DeMarcus Ware could be one. You get into the no rings conversation there, though.
I feel like D. Ware has got to go in the Ring of Honor at least.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely he's going to go.
Randy White, guys.
Oh, yeah. The Manster.
Okay, Manster I feel like has to be on there.
It's Tony Dorsett, Randy White. If you're
Ditka.
if you're not gonna do triplets 88, you probably got to do Drew Pearson, right?
Yeah,
Ooh,
Drew Pearson
yeah,
is
okay,
also.
okay. But now
So we
you've
haven't
got,
even left the 70s yet.
Yeah,
We
so
haven't.
now like screw Tony Romo.
Well, did you win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, Tony Romo's not getting in there. And I think if we're doing the Super Bowl thing, Jason Witten unfortunately can't go in there.
No, Jason Witten is in there. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh,
Okay.
so Jason Witten, undisputed, is going in yours.
If you're doing a somewhat contemporary cowboy, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as who's won post rings or what we got post the 90s.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes like
Romo.
hey, it's on a much larger scale, but like I feel the same way about DeMarcus Lawrence. Like he left and immediately wins the Super Bowl. I'm like, good for that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both are DeMarcus's, man. Just go away and win rings.
So we settled on Dorsett. We settled on
Witten. I feel like Pearson was a good choice as well.
I feel like Randy White is a complete lock.
Complete luck.
You think so? Yeah.
I'm cool with those four.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the triplets account for 75% of the Mount Rushmore. That's normal, so.
At this point, I'm willing to put Dak over Tony Romo.
Ooh.
I don't know about that. Brad Sham. I like that. That was good for.
Yeah.
I'll put Brad Sham over Drew Pearson.
I'm not
Barely.
doing that. You guys are nuts. There's too many damn good Cowboys football players for you to put Brad Sham in there. Pissing me off.
All right. Who is it? Who's it going to be?
Who's the fourth one?
Stephen Jones.
Oh,
Get the hell out of here.
I'll give it
Texram.
to Jean. We'll give it to Jean in her helicopter that she lets Jerry borrow sometimes.
I think I would settle on a 4 of if I have to do 2 and 2 as far as old and new. I would do Dorsett, Randy White, Jason Witten, DeMarcus Ware.
I like those.
I can live with that.
I could see substituting Tony Romo for DeMarcus Ware.
I could agree
like
with Robbie.
2 offense, 2 defense.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. You got a good point there. Dang it, Tony.
It's very well balanced.
Do we think DeMarcus Ware's season was more successful, career was more successful as a Cowboy than Tony Romo's?
They're so tied together.
I know. And on complete opposite sides of the
DeMarcus
ball.
Ware is a better pass rusher than Tony Romo
is a quarterback. I agree. All right, well, I'm going to give it to you. I like those 4.
D Ware would patronize my place of business, and so I will agree with you.
All right, well, there you go.
Basketball?
So for basketball, I was thinking
So mad at them right now.
it's a little more difficult, I guess, because I don't know if the Mavs have as established of a Mount Rushmore, because it's like Dirk obviously, and then a bunch of bums. But
This is why the B team conversation is so good for the Mavericks, because we never get to talk about anybody else because we always stop at Dirk.
It's Dirk and then a bunch of B teamers.
I feel like it's Dirk for sure. Who are the 2 80s Mavs that have their number retired? The guy that they just retired, his number, is it Aguirre?
Yeah, didn't he just pass away a few days ago?
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check.
Is it Mark Aguirre, is his name? And
Mark
I feel bad,
Aguirre,
Mavs fans. I should know this. And then Tarpley, not Tarpley. The Mavs had a first round draft pick.
Oh, he's still alive. I'm talking out of my ass. He's still alive. Talking out of my ass.
Brad Smith.
I apologize, Mr. Aguirre, and to your family.
Is Jason Terry on this?
You know what? Jason Terry might be on this list.
Because if he's not on the A team one, he's definitely on the B team one. And then I feel like you have to put Luka on there, even though Nico fucked it up.
I do not know basketball. I do not know enough about the Mavs basketball to even come close to giving an accurate assessment of who could be on this B team Mount Rushmore.
It's just non-Dirk, basically.
Yeah, I guess you just say Dirk is the entire Mount Rushmore.
All 4 of them.
If we're
It's just
doing
Dirk,
non-Dirk, I would
Dirk.
do Luka,
Okay.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jason Kidd would be on a Mount Rushmore for the Mavs
Yeah,
on the A team.
and he did okay. And then as far as the A team,
I thought we were just excluding Dirk.
All right.
I feel like Tyson Chandler. He wasn't here super long, but he was like the missing piece for the championship team.
See, that's a different list, bro. That's like a fan favorite.
Yeah, you're right. That's not like a Mount Rushmore.
Plus, everybody loves him so much because we wanted him longer than we had him.
Dwight Powell.
No. No. That dude is like our Brian Scalabrine. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, donkey.
He got in the game and he made a tackle.
Dwight Powell running around. Like, ain't nobody say they don't like parfaits. Parfait delicious.
I don't know enough about hockey.
I feel like it's
Madonna. Sagan, maybe? Are we putting Brad Hull on here?
Brett Hull.
Brett Hull. See how much I know about hockey?
So-
Oh, Brad Hull.
I mean, there's several guys in that heyday in the '90s who could end up on the regular Mount Rushmore, like Sergei Zubov, Darian Hatcher is one of those.
Belfour.
Eddie Belfour, Yuri Lettinen is one of those. I think Marty Turco.
Oh yeah, Turco
was probably in that conversation as well. Both Jamie Benn and Tyler Sagan, you can make an argument for. Mike Modano obviously is on the number one.
Don't we have a young dude right now who could end up really good?
Yes, Tyler Johnson. I think you put Darian Hatcher on the B team as well.
Okay.
Because there are just some other guys from the 90s who are shining a little bit more. He did his role well. He was a very good enforcer.
Beat them.
I think Sergei Zubov goes in the A-team, hands down, one of the best defensemen, I mean, franchise-wise and for the NHL. One of the goalies is going on the B-team, whether it's Turco or Belfour. Belfour obviously has the ring.
Did Turco have the longevity?
Yeah, I believe so.
Better regarded.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe Eddie the Eagle's on the B team. So that's 3. And then I mentioned
Mikko Rantanen.
I mentioned
Mikko. Sorry, not Nico.
I mentioned Yuri Lettinen. He's a good choice for that. Trevor Daley. That's a joke. That's a joke for Stars fans only. All of them are laughing very much right now.
I nominate the Mooterus.
Who?
The Mooterus. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Who the hell are you talking about?
The jersey that they wore?
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yes. Those Bull jerseys. Oh my God. If I find a picture of that, that is 100% going in the show notes. Oh, I can't believe. I looked up one of those jerseys not that long ago because I was feeling nostalgic about it and kind of wanted one. They are so expensive and so hard to find.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's a relic.
Like, if it didn't look like what it looks like, I feel like it would look freaking cool.
Do y'all have any jerseys from when y'all was kids that you wish you had held on to?
I have all my jerseys from when I was a kid,
Tony,
except
you had
for
a hell of a collection back in the day.
Except for there's a small handful that I've gotten rid of players who I just don't or whoever. But most of the important ones they don't fit, but I still got them.
I wish I cherished things growing up, but I didn't. I had so many of those throwback jerseys that I wish I still had.
Did you have an Iverson jersey?
Oh, I had several Allen Iverson jerseys.
I remember you had the black
classic
Sixers.
white and black one for sure. I had a Charles Barkley purple and orange Phoenix Suns
Nice.
throwback that was really nice. I love that one. Navy blue LeBron Cavs jersey with like the tricolored squares around the shoulders or whatever.
I saw a meme the other day.
They just brought those back. And like LeBron is still playing. He's playing the Cavs and they're wearing the throwback jerseys that he was wearing in his prime.
When they debuted those jerseys with LeBron. And now they're throwback jerseys.
You know, I'm forgetting a couple of guys here for this Stars list as well. Like Joe Nieuwendyk.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that name forever.
Yeah, it was very, very big for them in the 90s too. Who else? I just saw. Brendan Morrow was big.
Yeah, I remember that. I
don't know if he's making a B team. The some of these guys are on here as stats. Like Guy Carbonneau was a big one as well. Jamie Langenbrunner. I one time got Brett. We mentioned Brett Hull. Brett Hull is on one of these. Oh man. Brett Hull obviously is on the A team. He's got the winning goal.
He's in the crease.
You shut your stupid mouth, Christopher. You shut your stupid mouth. I think Yuri Lettinen might. I think Yuri Lettinen might end up on the A team. So for your 4th spot on the B team, I think is gonna be maybe Joe Nieuwendyk.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, that's who I'd go with. And now we're to the Rangers. Where's Mike Napoli on this one? Is he there?
So the main one would probably be what, like Beltre, Pudge, Ryan. Hamilton. The 3 guys with our T for sure got to be on the big one.
Hamilton, no. Young, Michael Young, probably
Michael Young.
Michael Young, Beltre, Nolan Ryan, and who else? Who'd you say?
I would put, if it's just like best player, I would put Hambone in over Young. But if it's like best Ranger, then I feel like that's why we weigh Young so highly.
Yeah, he leads the franchise in hits. So I feel like Hambone seems more suiting for the B team.
Just because it was such a smaller sample size.
Yeah, burn brightly, short and bright.
Yeah, I agree there.
How was an MVP on your B team though?
I mean, you got other MVPs that are going to be on your B team too.
That's true.
Juan Gonzalez, 2-time MVP.
He's on the B team?
He's not on the A team.
He's not.
He's not.
Who are the 4 then?
Pudge, who's got our hat in Cooperstown.
Okay.
Nolan Ryan, who's got our hat in Cooperstown.
Uh-huh.
Beltre, who's got our hat in Cooperstown. I feel like it's got to be those three guys.
Yep.
And then Michael Young.
No. It's got to be one of the MVP getters. It's got to be Hambone or Juan Gonzalez.
What about Jeff Burrows?
Who gives a fuck about Jeff Burrows? So I'm sorry.
1974 AL MVP Jeff Burrows gives a fuck about Jeff Burrows.
No. Burrowing is how hard you had to dig to draw up fucking Jeff Burrows. No.
Billy Martin should have won that MVP.
Like, am I wrong? Like, if you can't just like, no, it's got to be one of those two guys.
It's hard for me to decide between those two because I obviously watched I was more aware of Hamilton when he was playing, even though Juan Gonzalez was doing stupid things.
It's not like you can say, "Oh, Juan Gonzalez may not have even been the best player on those teams," because Beltre's in here too.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean. Also, I know nobody wants to say it, but
Juan Gonzalez has the most Rangers home runs.
Yeah, I know that nobody wants to say it, but
A-Rod?
Oh, no.
A-Rod's 3 seasons here are like the best 3 seasons in franchise history.
I was gonna say, like, if he's probably on that B team one.
We'll talk about this a lot more later, though.
Foreshadowing.
I don't know. I think you could probably give it to Juan Gonzalez
for that last spot. That's, I mean, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got 2 of them, bro.
So now the B team
is Michael Young and Josh Hamilton.
Michael Young,
are definitely
Josh
on
Hamilton.
there.
Charlie Huff,
Nathan Eovaldi.
Ooh. Corey Seager.
Man, it's so hard because there's so many damn decades.
Ian Kinsler, after looking at his stats, holy shit.
Yeah, good God.
He was so meh defensively, though. Wasn't he, for the most part?
He fell off in the end. He was starting to fall off.
Like, I feel bad about being mad about all those pop-ups because the dude was good in retrospect.
Yeah. I was also mad about the pop-ups. Just
but
skying things.
For a second baseman,
poking holes in the sky.
That's
what it is.
That's
yeah,
a freaking bad.
He was
insane.
He was just so good for being a second baseman, yeah.
So Young and Hambone, I think for sure, locks in the B team.
Yeah.
I just think it's so crazy that Arizona State had Ian Kinsler and Dustin Pedroia at the same time.
Where's Palmeiro on this list? Does he even sniff the B team?
Oh, man. That guy's got to be in there, dude.
That's a good...
Palmeiro's got an MVP, doesn't he?
No.
I don't believe so.
But, I mean...
I'm sure he had several top 5 finishes.
He's accumulated stats that there's only a handful of guys in history that can say they also did.
Isn't it like a 6-member club?
And that handful of guys is like the Cooperist of Coopers.
I think Rafael Palmeiro is on this B team.
Is Rafael Palmeiro like the most inner circle Hall of Fame? No, that's a dumb question. I was about to say, is he the most inner circle Hall of Famer that's not in the Hall of Fame? And I forgot about Bonds and Clemens.
Right.
But you take those two
outside
out,
of those two,
it's
obvious
probably
ones.
him.
Yeah.
Who is the guy that you brought up who's supposed to be in the Hall of Fame and isn't last couple weeks ago?
Buddy Bell?
Yeah, Buddy Bell.
Yeah, dude.
I think he deserves a spot on
How
this.
many people did we say
my
were
dad
in
would
the
definitely like
the
that.
500 home runs, 3,000 hit clubs, and I have X amount of RBIs? Can't remember how many it was.
Well, I mean, of just 3,500 is only like 6 dudes.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's
an insane
like-
small number of guys.
It's like Hank Aaron,
Willie Mays,
Willie Mays, A-Rod, Pujols,
Palmeiro,
and like Eddie Matthews.
Yeah, something like that. It's
like that's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how few people have done that.
So Palmeiro's on there for sure. So
Like one of the most complete offensive players ever.
And he spent at least like 8 to 10 seasons here.
you can give
not more.
You can give my last vote to Buddy Bell. I think he deserves to be on this. I think it is still ridiculous. I still think about how he was not in the Hall of Fame after going through all of his stuff.
Yeah, that glove is insane.
So
It's nuts.
Which one of the guys that got a ring is on this list though? Because one of them has to be
right?
At least one
yeah.
of the ring guys.
It's got to be Nate.
Is it Evaldi or Seager?
Probably Nathan Eovaldi. Oh my God! Well,
Seager
I know,
won the
but
MVP,
Seager did win the
though.
MVP.
But
But
it
as
doesn't happen without Seager.
it's true, it also doesn't happen without Nathan Eovaldi.
But it really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, Nathan Evaldi, the only guy to go 5-0 as a starter in the postseason.
Well, it's crazy too because I'm trying not to look at it under the World Series microscope and trying to go a little bit broader as a Ranger because it's supposed to be Mount Rushmore, not just looking at a keyhole picture of just one moment. And I don't know. Nathan Uvalde certainly is doing things that Rangers pitchers don't do unless your name is Nolan Ryan.
Like, I want to retire number 17.
And Corey Seager certainly could get to that point with the Rangers. He's still in his infancy with our team. He's been here, what, 4? Yeah, so this is coming up on year 5 now.
Or wait, 2, 3,
2020? No, 2021 was his first season here, right?
Yeah, 2017.
Keep it together,
So this is
3 and 4
season 5.
Yeah.
Stay on the diamond. Just keep it together.
Yeah, just give me 120 games at least.
Yep.
We had Young and Hambone. We said Rafael Palmeiro. I argued Buddy
Juan
Bell could be on
Gonzalez.
here. No, Juan Gonzalez we put in the A team.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then now we
that's
have
right.
who's our fourth? Are we discounting Buddy Bell?
So it's between Buddy Bell, Seager, and Evaldi.
I would move Josh Hamilton for Buddy Bell, and then now we can put Seager on there.
I bet Buddy Bell has more WAR as a Ranger than Josh Hamilton does.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
Well, you could say that after looking at those stats and knowing how much WAR he accumulated with his club. No,
I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, he was a
he
good
was
bat
an
too.
MVP of the league.
Was
He
Buddy
cannot
Bell?
be passed up for Buddy Bell.
Buddy Bell Buddy Bell has a legitimate chance at being a Hall of Famer that Josh Hamilton will never. ever have. And he would go
Josh
in
Hamilton is
with
like
a T on his head.
the natural in real life.
Almost.
But cocaine.
But he had other off the field
Let's ask
things
Tampa
too.
Bay how they feel about Josh Hamilton.
Yeah. So is
Brand-
Josh
Brandon
Hamilton
Turpin?
staying on this list?
I'm okay with kicking him off for Buddy Bell.
I'm okay.
I'm okay with
too.
that.
You guys are homers.
Whatever. How are we?
What is this exercise? What are we doing here?
Buddy Bell is a fan favorite vote.
What? Hold on. I'm looking up the WAR totals. I gotta know now.
Every game you go to this year, if you could find, you have the success rate for you asking any Rangers fans who Buddy Bell is. I bet you 20% of them get it right. I bet you 80% of the fans that you talk to have no idea who Buddy Bell
I'm
is.
not some.
But I bet 80% of people you ask do know who Josh Hamilton
I'm
is.
not some Gen Z or 6'7" tall over here who doesn't.
All right.
Like I understand who Buddy Bell is.
Buddy Bell played
Well, does
8 seasons with the Rangers and accumulated 36.3 WAR.
Yikes.
Josh Hamilton played 6 years with the Rangers and accumulated 23.
those are both really good. Like if he had 2 extra years, does he get close?
No.
A couple of 4 WAR years gets him closer. What was Hamilton's average WAR?
I still say Josh Hamilton was never even a center fielder.
Hamilton had
If he had been able to play a corner outfield spot because our outfielders didn't suck, his defense would have been insane in the corner.
Hamilton had a career WAR of 28.1, and 8.7 of that came in 2010 alone.
Oh my god!
That 2010 is insane. But like
Your argument for-
359, bro.
Your argument, your argument for the
His OPS plus that year was 170.
Would you rather have a guy hit 359 or be a vacuum at third base?
right, yeah. Your argument for his MVP
It's very strong.
holds a lot of weight, especially because he did it as a Ranger. And I know that the half of the reason that Buddy Bell could be a Hall of Fame candidate is because he played it another 7 years before even getting to the Rangers with another team.
I would take
Buddy Bell
just Hambone's 2010 over the entirety of Buddy Bell's career with the Rangers. What I'm saying, it sounds super disrespectful, and I don't mean it to be.
4 out of 5
I don't
All-Stars.
mean it to be. Like he's up there, but like he absolutely makes the C team.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the Ranger Zone. We are 3 fervently obsessed Rangers fanatics, semi-qualified to dish out our takes like hotcakes from the fans to the front office. I am Robbie Belusic.
I am Chris Green.
I am Tony Cook.
We have a fantastic episode for you today. The second installment of, you guessed it, Beast of the Best.
Baseball is happening. We're 1-1, guys.
We sure are.
These games don't count though.
I think we are getting into the rest of the infield, the middle infield, our second baseman and shortstop baseman this week. But before we do that, how about a little bit of news?
It's the news.
And it's for yous.
Skip Schumacher. He announces that Brandon Nimmo will be the leadoff batter and right fielder for your Texas Rangers in 2026, as we foresaw, gentlemen.
We got to get that sound bite.
Skip.
Yes, yeah, we'll be using it. We'll play it to death this year.
Brandon Nimmo as a leadoff, guys.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I know you wanted him to do.
It's the obvious
second.
first choice.
You had laid out him batting second with
with
the
Evan
ability
Carter?
to be,
Or
the
no, you
ability
had
to see
Wyatt, didn't
more off-speed pitches.
it's a double down on an aggressive approach, though, to start the day, because he's going to come out swinging.
Absolutely,
So-
he is.
You know how there's that whole like
Dude swings the bat.
bat your best guy second, and like,
Yes.
ideally it should be Corey Seager. Let's put Wyatt second.
Yeah, I think Wyatt is going to play second. Skip Schumacher has said, I've heard in other interviews, that he does want Wyatt and Seager to bat next to each other, and he wants them to bat in the first inning. So that is probably how that will go. Is Wyatt
That's a good
2,
1, 2, 3.
Seager 3. It leaves the rest, and we haven't done this yet. We'll do it in future episodes. It leaves the rest of your lineup really depending on bounce back power seasons from Berger and from Jock Peterson.
Young.
And hoping, yes, that Josh Young can also bring some power, maybe 20 home runs. That'd be fantastic.
I mean,
I'd be humping the air if Josh Young hits 20
I like
bombs
it.
this
You've
year.
got consistency in the lineup from the guys who have been consistent.
Yes.
And the inconsistent guys we're gonna ride a hot hand.
Yep. But next up here in the news, we have how busy Chris Young has been this offseason before spring training. Lots of signings and things going
Lots
on
of
that you need to
pictures.
know about.
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pitchers. Rangers signed right-handed pitcher Jacob Junis to a 1-year, $4 million deal. 2005 was his first bullpen-only season, and we intend to use him exclusively for that.
Cool with that.
This was a big sign. This was one of our bigger signings.
I think this is underrated.
Yeah,
Like, this guy's
yeah.
gonna be a
Jacob,
huge
yes,
contributor.
he's good.
let us. Yeah, we will not undersell Jacob Junis. He has had
So $4 million's a lot, and
yeah,
he earned that. So.
yeah. He has had a successful career, I would say, as a starter, and then last year as a bullpen reliever for the first time.
He's gonna do what Latz did for us last year, and it's gonna free up Latz to do more starting.
Absolutely. We have also traded Jakir Garcia and some cash to Pittsburgh for right-handed pitcher Carter Baumler, who was a Rule 5 draft pick from Pittsburgh, by Pittsburgh. From Baltimore, yes.
So those rules still apply to us, right?
yes.
So we would have to keep him on the major league
Yes.
roster or offer him back to Baltimore.
Correct. And he has been getting action in spring training and has been a bit of a buzz. People are wanting to see how he's working out for us. So might be a bit, certainly a dark horse candidate to make sure he stays on the active roster all year.
Okay.
Saturday, February the 14th, the Rangers called and signed
Old man.
Mark Canha to a minor league deal. He drove from his home in Phoenix and joined everybody at
Wow.
camp for day one on Sunday, February 15th, and then had a birthday on Monday, February the 16th. And this move is our Kevin Pillar
Totally.
bench spot from last year.
Totally.
This is what Mark Canha is fighting for. I have not really poured into Mark Canha.
37?
Performance. Yeah, he is an old man.
First base.
I think he's an outfield. I think he plays some outfield.
At this
But yeah,
age?
Christopher can check it out for you.
Mark Canha.
It
I think
would.
I remember him mostly from the A's, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It would be helpful if he does play some infield because there is some. I did not put it on here, so it can be breaking news. Cody Freeman has injured his lower back. Has had some lower back stress fractures, or just one stress fracture in his lower back. He'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks, so probably be back in late May, probably early June, because he'll
Gotta have a ramp
He'll
up.
need some ramp up. Let's see. And I think that's it for most of the free agency signings and stuff like that. Let's move on to the next part of the news, where the Rangers made a decent-sized splash during the international signing period and signed 20 international players to the minor leagues, including the 10th overall ranked international player, 17-year-old outfielder Elian Rosario, as well as the 47th overall international player. He is the 3rd overall pitcher and nephew of former big league pitcher Michael Pineda.
Oh, Pine Tar Pineda.
17-year-old Frondel Pineda. He is I think I said right-handed pitcher. And both Rosario and Pineda are from the Dominican Republic. Some other guys that you could look out for, just one. Watch out for the name Caden Scarborough. He is 20 years old, snuck onto MLB's top 100 list at number 65 as a right-handed pitcher. So, yeah, he was 2.45 ERA with 414 strikeouts, 21 walks, and a .87 whip for 88 innings last season between high A and low A.
You know how
raise an eyebrow.
You know how I know he's gonna be good? Mm-hmm. That's too good of a baseball name to fail.
Yeah.
Caden Scarborough.
Caden Scarborough.
That's a baseball name.
That's good. Next up in the news, Rangers sign, drum roll please, Jordan Montgomery.
I know that guy.
Oh, Monty Bones, Giacomo Finane himself. Texas Rangers World Series starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery is coming back. He is coming back for another half season like he did the first time. Are the stars aligning? Is someone scribing on the scroll? Is someone etching upon the stone? Jordan Montgomery on a 1-year, $1.25 million deal. The 33-year-old World Series champ made $22 million last season between the Diamondbacks and the Brewers and did not see an inning of baseball.
Salary dump to the Brewers.
He went under his second Tommy John surgery in March of 2025. First one back in May of 2019. Will this give him, will this give him another 6 years of longevity? Probably not. He's 33 years old. But hey, you never know. And we've got him. So we'll see.
The whole post-World Series career arcs of and intertwinements of Merrill Kelly and Jordan Montgomery is very strange.
It is.
That's good. You know, to the Rangers, back to the Diamondbacks, to the Rangers again.
They sent their spy, but we sent ours a
Right.
year prior. Next up in the news.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yes. Next up in the news is something that came up a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago now, and that's a Hall of Fame voting, guys. We totally forgot to go over the Hall of Fame voting, so I wanted to take
Rangers.
a little bit of time to just briefly go over what happened. Just a reminder, you need 75% to get elected into the Hall of Fame. It is a 10-year eligibility period, and you lose eligibility period once you have accumulated less than 5% of the vote.
And unlike the other sports, this one's actually hard to get into.
Yes, very hard. I will start off by saying a lot of first-year guys not making this ballot. Ryan Braun, Edwin Encarnacion, Shin-Soo Choo, Matt Kemp, Hunter Pence, Rick Porcello, Alex Gordon, Nick Markakis, Gio Gonzalez, Howie Kendrick, and Daniel Murphy.
You mean to tell me?
And Cole Hamels, right?
He's staying on the ballot.
Oh, yeah. But yes, he's staying on the ballot.
He's staying on. Okay,
yes, Cole Hamels, the only first-year ballot guy who has more than 5%. He's got 23.8, so it's solid.
Got a chance, yeah.
Yes, a solid, and I will bring up why later.
You mean to tell me that 2016 Cy Young winner Rick Porcello only got 2 votes?
2 votes.
What a travesty.
2 votes for Rick Porcello.
That's a shame.
2 votes for Hunter Pence, too, which I thought probably should have got more than 2 votes.
You got the same amount as Rick Porcello?
Hunter Pence is definitely a Hall of Fame
Puts
good
his milk
guy.
in before his cereal.
God, I forgot about all that. Oh, man. The Hunter Pence memes? Oh, dang.
But 2 guys did get elected to the Hall of Fame this year. One in his second to last year and one in his 4th year. The 4th-year guy
was getting punished.
84.2% of the vote, 358 total votes. Carlos Beltran.
Should have been a first ballot guy, but got punished.
Yeah, that's true. And then another guy I want to bring up who I am pretty sure Christopher said was not going to get into the Hall of Fame a couple episodes ago. I'll have to dig
playing
around.
his way out of it.
But he got in, and that is Mr. Andrew Jones. 333 votes, 78.4%.
It's a weird career he had.
In ninth year on the ballot. So only had one more year to do it, and just scratches by here.
It's like low budget Mike Trout.
And his is a case where it's like there are a lot of things that he, absolutely one of the best, if not the best, defensive center fielder of all time, like really up there on that list, but other parts of his game that didn't quite hold up to snuff. And then he had his, of course, steep drop off. The whole controversy of him in 2008 with the Dodgers, where he signed a 2-year mega deal and was crap immediately, and then came to the Rangers and was good, kind of, as a bench player. But I think his is almost to the point where he's going to be one of those defining lines where it's like, are you a Hall of Famer? Are you at least as good as Andrew Jones? If yes, okay, yes, you're a Hall of Famer. If not, then no. Like it feels like he's now one of those line-defining guys.
Who are some of those line-defining guys for pitchers?
Ooh. You know what? Well, no, I can't say this guy because he did get 3,000 strikeouts. But the first guy that popped up to mind was CC Sabathia. But the 3,000 strikeouts, he got the golden ticket. So
yeah.
I feel like Zach Greinke should be a Hall of Famer.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because I feel like Felix Hernandez might end up being one of those guys.
Yeah, because I feel like he should be a Hall of Famer.
If you guys recall, and I'm so glad you bring this up, Tony. If you guys recall, last year, I was very excited he was on the Hall of Fame ballot because I feel like he is a Hall of Fame level pitcher. You can feel free to look up his baseball reference. Yes, Felix Hernandez. Felix.
46.1% of the vote this year. He's going to get in. That's only his second year. He's going to get in.
This is his second year. His first year on the ballot, he had 20.6% of the vote.
Ooh,
which was nice. He jumped 26 points this year.
Dude.
Other guys who made some notable jumps and who are not second-year guys are Chase Utley. This was his third. He made a 20-point jump.
If you're at 59 at year 3, I think you're getting in.
Yeah, and then Andy Pettitte, who made a 20-point jump up to 48 in his 8th year. So he is racing.
He might squeak in at the end.
Andy Pettitte might get through. Well, that's a huge jump in such a late year. 20 points is a big jump.
I am team Andy Pettitte Hall of Famer, though.
Yeah.
He's got the steroid thing, but he also is another good line guy, where I feel like he kind of does define you should be a Hall of Famer mainly because of the rings. But
no, he's like one of the best number 2s ever, bro. True. Like he's never had to be an ace really, but he when it comes to
he never aced any of those Yankee stats.
1-2 punches, bro. I feel like Clemens was always there, bro.
Was Pettitte there in 2009? Was he still there?
Didn't they both have? Pettitte had 2 different stints in New York. I know.
Yeah, because I know he came back. He was definitely there in 2008. But man, Pettitte, really good career. Lots of rings. Had the World Series appearance in Houston back when that franchise had somewhat a form of integrity.
Here's my thing. All right, similar situation, similar era, as far as being on staffs with other dominant pitchers. Andy Pettitte, Tom Glavine.
Well, Tom Glavine
was a Hall of Famer.
Was he a first ballot guy?
I don't know, but I know he definitely got in. Pretty quick.
Definitely, yeah. All 3 of them got in. So
yeah, I like that comp. Other guys who really only one other guy who might make a run. I don't know. There's a lot of I really don't know. There's a lot around it, and that's Alex Rodriguez who has 40% of the vote this year. It was a 3% bump from last year. He's right in the middle. This was his 5th ballot. He has 5 more ballots to get 35%. Just for reference, Chase Utley, he only needs 15% more of the vote than what he had this year to get in. Felix is not far behind him, 25%, which is just 1 more than what he got this year in votes. So I think these guys for sure getting in. I don't know about A-Rod.
I think A-Rod. I hope A-Rod. What I hope happens is like he just steadily climbs every year till he gets like year 9 and he's at like 70%.
He'll get
And
in
then
if that's the case.
Then that 10th year, I just want him to slam the door in his face and be like 20%. You know?
No, if he gets to the 65-70 range by the last year, they'll put him in, I think.
I think so as well. He has a lot of time to do it.
Also, my apologies to Tom Glavine, first ballot Hall of Famer, 91.9% of the vote.
Wow, yeah.
Boom.
One last note for
Maybe
this.
I'm wrong. Maybe Glavin's a much better pitcher.
He got 305 wins. Holy crap.
Well, those Braves teams, all they did was win.
That's true.
Yeah. Manny Ramirez will not make the Hall of Fame. He falls off the ballot in his 10th year with 38.8%, 165 votes.
That was going to be the biggest jersey ever hanging up out there, man.
Yeah. They didn't have the bronze. They couldn't do it.
Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, Bobby Abreu is the only other candidate, I think, who might make it here. He's got 30.8% this year. He only has 3 more ballots left, so he's got more than half of. He needs to get more points than he's ever gotten in his first 7 in the last 3. I don't think Bobby Abreu is going to make the Hall.
Man, he was good.
Very good.
Hold on, I'm about to.
But Cole Hamels, we will for sure keep an eye on Cole Hamels because 23.8% is huge. That's more than what Felix got on his first ballot. So I think Cole Hamels is going to make it on. I just don't know when. Very easily could see, a 4th ballot.
Dude, Bobby Abreu's got a great Hall of Fame case. Holy crap.
You never know. You might see him pop up.
It's closer than I thought.
Yeah, like doubles, home runs, RBI, really.
60 WAR for his career.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's all for the news. Well, I hope you brought your carnivorous appetite for this helping of meat and potatoes because it is time for Beast of the Best. We are kicking things off with second base first. And I think we have Christopher coming up with the 3rd best WAR performance in a single season by a Texas Ranger. And that is
Julio Franco.
Oh, I know that guy.
Shout out to our second baseman because with first base it was 5.5 was good for 3rd place, and Julio Franco 1990 was 6.8, which is good for 3rd place. We had some good-ass second baseman in our history.
Mm-hmm.
Julio Franco 1990, which to me is not even my favorite Julio Franco season. It's 1991, but we're going to go with the one that got the more WAR. Slash line, he hit 296, on base percentage of 383, and slugged 402, good for an OPS of 785. It's not an overwhelming OPS.
No.
But the man had a hell of a glove. Mm-hmm. The oldest player to ever home run in MLB history.
No way.
2007 with the Braves. And owner of the goofiest batting stance known to man.
Yes.
He definitely had his best seasons with the Texas Rangers, and it was not even close. Between 1989 and 1991, Julio accumulated a staggering 18.3 WAR.
Oh, my God.
In 3 seasons, he put up 18.3 WAR.
That's ridiculous.
That's stupid good, with a high water mark here in 1990 of 6.8. In 1990, he was the second best second baseman offensively, although it is really hard to compete with a prime Ryan Sandberg, who casually popped 40 home runs that year in the middle infield. Julio finished 7th in range factor per game at 4.96. Side note, Harold Reynolds had a god-tier defensive season this year at 5.18.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Yes.
Whoa.
He's doing all of this on a 83-79 Bobby Valentine Rangers team that finished 3rd in the AL West to the eventual AL champion, Oakland, rest in peace, Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Fangraphs will list both offensive and defensive positional adjustments. That's the percentage above the MLB average. Julio finished 2nd in both categories, which really helps illustrate his all-around effectiveness. Which really illustrates his all-around effectiveness as a ball player this season. Offensively, Ryan Sandberg had a 20.9. I'm sorry, no, he had 20.9 and Ryan Sandberg had 35.
Oh,
yeah. So
what?
Ryan Sandberg had a generational year that year.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Get out.
Yes. And defensively, Julio was in second place with 14.5 to Harold Reynolds, also staggeringly good 21.9.
I bet that's
Jeez.
a home run record for second baseman head till like Cano.
Probably. I know the overall record is Semien at 48 with the Blue Jays the year before we signed him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Foreshadowing. Julio would go on to destroy the baseball offensively the next season and almost match his 6.8 WAR with a total of 6.2.
Jesus.
But 6.8 is not as good as this next guy.
Yeah.
So,
the next guy?
Yeah, the next guy on this list.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. But I did want to call out
yeah,
Julio Franco batted .341 and led the American League in that year, 1991.
Yeah.
.341. His OPS was .882. He did not have a better OPS ever until his last season. He only played 112 games. It was .916.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 2007, Julio?
Playing for the... Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, my God. This page is so much longer. Just kidding.
It keeps going and going and going.
Sorry, that was 94 in the White Sox.
You played for like 13 more years.
You sure did. Just kidding.
The man played for
But yeah,
forever.
that was still the long... Yeah, the 916. He touched 8 several more times with Atlanta. Goodness gracious. All right,
also,
but yeah.
very nice guy. If you're watching the interviews with him on YouTube, very humble and very well-spoken.
Oh, okay.
Joy to listen to.
All right, well, this next guy, as Christopher alluded to.
Man, he's also a great person.
I like Julio's awesome, man.
His smile is nice, and I really like his hair.
That's good, because a lot of these people are assholes on this list.
That's-
So
yeah.
let's note the great persons that we
I hope
we
they
have
go
here.
0-162. See, speaking of that guy.
No, this guy's great compared to these other folks.
All right, and that
This guy
is Mr. Ian Kinsler himself. And we're going to be going over his 2011 7.0 WAR. This was ungodly for anyone, and even more ungodly for a second baseman. It's just
7.
crazy. So this is the 2011 season for Ian Kinsler, where he logged, like I said, a 7.0 WAR. The best in his career by one whole WAR point.
Wait,
And
that means he had a 6-WAR season as well, which is also really good.
yeah. Good enough for the 10th best in the league.
Damn.
His 2.1 defensive WAR was also good enough for 10th best in the league. The league,
bad.
not the American League.
Baseballs.
Baseball. He logged 158 hits over 155 games. That included 34 doubles and a career-high 32 home runs, 13th highest in the league for home runs that year.
He also stole 30 bases that year.
Yep.
30-30-30.
Even though his 255 batting average was the 5th lowest of his career, the rest of his slash line near the top for all of his career bests. 355 on base, 3rd highest. 477 slugging is 4th highest, and 832 OPS 2nd highest of all his career.
So he wasn't getting all the hits in the world, but when they were extra bases.
Yeah, it was like an all or nothing approach. all
Yes,
season.
yeah. So
Screw singles.
yeah, so only hitting like 255 with a 355 on base, which is obviously nothing to slouch at.
No.
But that would mean he walked a bunch, and he did walk a lot.
Why do I not remember this?
89 times, 89 free trips to first base, 27 more than his previous career high at 62, which was also 9th best in the league in walks.
Look at your patient
in
ass, Kinsler.
2011.
Wow.
So when he did get on base, he also stole a lot, like Christopher said, to the tune of 30 bags exactly, his second 30-30 season. And an 88.24% stolen base percentage. Good for 2nd best in the American League behind old kitten face himself,
Okay.
Craig Gentry, who stole 18 bags
Some
successfully.
efficiency there.
18 for
Okay.
18 for Craig Gentry.
That's why he was on the team. Damn.
Yep. Didn't really blow off the door defensively this year. Was perfectly average in fielding percentage and range factor per 9, but he did turn the most double plays at second base. Second time in his career he did that. And 103 of those double plays were turned. Neil Walker of Pittsburgh had 108 for the National League.
So him and Elvis were doing work that year.
Mm-hmm. Just some eye-opening things for him is situational hitting. So men on third, he batted 400.
Wow.
With no outs and a runner on third, he batted 500. With 1 out and a runner on third, he batted 250.
But wait.
With 2 outs and a runner on third, it was 444. That guy was going to score.
Wow.
His September and October regular season for 2011, he bat his slash line, and that's the 113 at bats. 330, 421, 711, and 1.132. He had 11 home runs
alive at the
in
end of the season.
September
That
and
does
October.
not get talked about enough.
Wow.
And he carried a lot of that over into the postseason. He hit 308. That was 5th best on the team in the postseason.
No wonder we went to the World Series.
Yeah. On base, or OPS was, on base, 438, best on team. 869 OPS, 3rd best on the team, and 14 walks, best on the team. Napoli had 10.
Dang.
Yep. So if you want to click that link for other second basemen at the time, you can go through that, and you can see other guys who were performing at this high level.
Holy Howie
specifically for 2011. This is
Look at these guys. I remember these guys.
Yes, Dustin Pedroia, Ben Zobrist, Robinson Cano, and Howie Kendrick.
Kinsler's like, that damn Pedroia.
Yes. How Ian Kinsler did not go to the All-Star game this year, I'm not quite sure. Robinson Cano went. No,
Cano
Robinson Cano was the starter, and Howie Kendrick was the reserve player for second base. Dustin Pedroia, Ian Kinsler not even looked at for the All-Star.
Those are the 2 worst second basemen on this list.
Yeah.
And they got the All-Star selection.
Uh-huh. That's why I was...
Fans shouldn't be able to vote.
Yeah. I did not understand why. But, I mean, and you can look at this list just comparatively how Kinsler performed to other second basemen this year. And
What a year at second base for the AL.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
Ben Zobrist. Woo.
You got... The Dustin Pedroia one is really eye-opening how he did not make the All-Star team. He had an 8 WAR this season. He had
Like he could have been the
195
MVP.
hits. He led all of these guys in batting averages at 307 and on base at 387. I don't understand. Cano had the better slug and OPS, but just barely. Crazy things.
I'm about to see how... This is 2011.
2011.
Finished 9th in the MVP voting. Pedroia did.
Yeah. And I have no idea how Howie Kendrick made the All-Star team at his 4.6 WAR. He's 3. He is the closest to him as Ian Kinsler at 7. No, is Robinson Cano, who had a 5.8 WAR that season. And this is back. Did the All-Star game matter then?
Yes. Still
Yeah.
mattered at that time.
See?
Because the
Ridiculous.
the first 2 times we went to the World Series, we did not have home field advantage, and it was like 2 of the 3 times that the AL actually didn't have home field advantage the entire time that crap happened.
Ridiculous.
We paid the price.
Ridiculous things.
And I think both times were actually a Ranger's fault during the game, though, so we can't really complain too much.
Right.
One of them was definitely C.J. Wilson,
Right.
Yeah.
and I think the other one was C.J. Wilson again. No,
Okay.
I think it actually might have been Matt Harrison.
But Michael Young did save one, didn't he?
Yeah,
Just wasn't the one for us.
It was iconic. It was the 2008 last one at Yankee Stadium, old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like extra innings and everything.
So the last one at Yankee Stadium, Hambone destroys the home run derby, and Michael Young has this game-saving play.
Yep.
Yeah, Texas Rangers closing out Yankee Stadium style.
Yeah. it was
Just
nice.
like everybody scripted it.
Hell yeah!
And the Yankees
brother.
missed the playoffs that year.
Well, I will move you from the second best second baseman to the first best second base performance, single season second base performance
Who's on first?
in any Texas Rangers history or capacity, and he's not here anymore. He is Marcus Semien. 2023, our World Series championship year, and he hit 7.7 WAR. This was Marcus's latest, most recent Iron Man season, the third consecutive starting in 2021.
He set the MLB record for plate appearances, regular season and postseason combined that year.
Yep, it was over 1,000. His 7.7 WAR tops in the American League. Nobody better. And the second highest of his career in 2019 when he was with Oakland, it was an 8.4.
Oh, Marcus.
He was not an all-star that year. It was DJ LeMahieu, Brandon Lau, and Tommy LaStella who were playing second base for the American League.
That's dope.
What?
Yep.
Tommy LaStella.
In 2023, while you guys just sink into that ridiculousness, he was, of course, an all-star, won a Silver Slugger, and was third in MVP voting behind Seager and Ohtani. Along with leading the American League in games played, plate appearances, and at-bats, he led the American League in runs at 122, hits at 185. 2023 was also the second year he logged at least 40 doubles, 100 RBI, and 70 walks. And
185 hits. Ichiro's rolling over in his grave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
He even had a 25-game hitting streak that year
Damn.
in May. Those 40 doubles also were good for the fourth best in the league and second in the American League, only behind Corey Seager with 42. The 100 RBI was 16th highest in the league. Only 5 other second basemen, this is wild,
Oh, wow. Look at
have
this.
logged seasons with 25 or more homers, 100-plus RBIs, and 120-plus runs. They are Roger Hornsby in 1922, Joe Morgan in 76, Jeff Kent in 00, Alfonso Soriano, a Texas Ranger, while he played for the Rangers in 2005, and Brian Dozier in 2016, and most recently, Marcus Semien in 2023.
Those first 3 are Hall of Famers.
Yep. Defensively, this year he had been better. He was still stellar in 23, but he had better defensive seasons. Fourth in the American League in defensive WAR at 2.3. Second in the American League in assists at second base. First in the American League at putouts at second base, and first in the American League at double plays turned at second base. Fourth in the American League in range factor per 9. I do have more comparisons at second base for you guys this time, and those come in the form of Nico Horner, one of my favorite guys to watch here, Ozzie Albies. Love this guy. Love watching him play. Andres Jimenez and Ketel Marte. What you think, fellers? It's high and away Marcus Semien for just WAR, and it's spotty between who leads all of these other categories, and Marcus is, right there with them.
I mean, the only other guy I feel like is on his level is Ketel.
Yeah.
The other guy, especially Ozzy, has fallen off big time since then.
And that's just with the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Ketel probably can't hold a candle to him with the glove.
No, Marcus has got a god tier glove.
Yeah, he really does. I think this was his. This is number of Gold Gloves for him. I know it was not his first year to win one.
It says he didn't win one.
Did he not get a? No,
No,
he had the Silver Slugger this
Yeah.
year.
Andres Jimenez won it, which is wild.
Yeah. He won one in 21 and then got one last year.
Okay.
Got a Gold Glove last year, so he has 2. Third in MVP voting. How'd you not? Andres Jimenez, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. I did say it wasn't like a stellar 2023 for him. He did lead in a lot of categories, but
As we've been talking Hall of Fame cases, that bar for, you really have a good shot at getting in WAR-wise for your career is 60. Marcus Semien has 49 career WAR right now. He's got 3 years left on this deal.
I was about to say, how much longer is he going to play?
How much WAR did he have last year as a player? He had
quite a bit.
3.3 WAR last year. If he can average that over the remainder of this contract,
He won't.
he would have a legit chance at Cooperstown, though.
Yeah, he would.
And that would be crazy to say.
He just has to play the defense he always plays and have a mediocre bat. I think it's extremely doable. I don't see that being an impossibility or even an improbability for him. I think it's more than likely, actually.
If he can stay on the diamond.
Yeah, which he's shown that he can.
Well, I mean, like keep him in the lineup because his bat's so bad.
Yeah. What was the injury? He broke a foot. He broke a toe or a couple of toes. He hammered one off his foot at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Which he'll bounce back from that. That's not going to bug him at all. That's small potatoes.
It didn't end well here, but I do wish him well. And this 2023 season was insane.
This poor dude has had 3 third-place MVP finishes.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, my God. Poor guy.
Well, that wraps it up here for the second base position, and we are going to kick it over closer to the other part of the diamond with Tony Cook, who you bringing to the table.
I think it's shortstop here for the rest of the time. Everybody's shortstops, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does that? I think I go first.
I wanted to go first just because it's the same season.
Yeah,
And
we
so
can do
there's
that.
like similar info
We'll
there.
jump to the second best shortstop performance here.
Yeah.
Okay.
2023's Corey Seager at 7.2 WAR.
Oof.
That was good for the second best shortstop season in Texas Rangers history. Oh yeah, it doesn't make sense then because we're doing it out of order then, aren't we?
But it is the same year we were talking about Semien, so we might as well talk about Seager. And they're like, it's literally 7.1 to 7.2, so
I see both sides of this. All right, well, we're already doing Seager, so we're going to continue to do Seager. Seager's last line that year was...
Tell me how good my boy is.
327, 390, 627.
627.
And homeboy one dotted, 1.013.
Oh, boy.
Homeboy one dotted basically on doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was fourth in total WAR, but he was first in offensive WAR.
Take that, Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Right? He was second in batting average, fourth in on-base percentage, second in slugging only to Ohtani.
Good Lord.
Led the league in doubles. Okay, here's the stat. Here's the freaking stat. Okay?
All right.
Semien and Seager combined for a WAR of 14.9. Based on my research,
My God.
that is the second highest combined WAR for a middle infield in the modern era, meaning basically the 1900s on.
Oh my God.
Joe Morgan and Dave Concepcion combined for a 15.3 in 1975 for the Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
Thanks to Morgan's 11 WAR in that MVP season.
Hold on, what the?
Yeah.
11?
Yeah, as a second baseman.
That's like one of the highest of all time.
Yep.
That's higher than the Judge's seasons is.
Oh, my Lord.
Hold on. Did he win MVP?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Utley and Rollins combined for a 14.5 in their World Series reaching year of 2008.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, of all time, you say?
Yeah. Holy crap, dude.
Over, was this 5 years? 72, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 5 years. Just 5 years. Joe Morgan accumulated 47.8 WAR.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. That man was... And he was a second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. That is some of the most dominant, primes I've ever seen.
So, basically
Greenies.
what we're saying is that 2023 middle infield was the second most valuable middle infield in the history of modern baseball.
Yep. And that is 100% why we gave both of those guys so much money.
Mm-hmm.
That was
$500
the
million.
vision we had, and it was executed perfectly.
And then fell apart immediately.
Yep.
And then just a little excerpt there. Oh, Captain, my Captain, we will always remember the greatness that was Corey Seager and what was literally a banner year for our Rangers. His
Yep.
heroics in the postseason will never be forgotten, capturing his second World Series and second World Series MVP. He batted .318 with 21 hits, 6 home runs, 12 RBI, and 18 runs in 17-game postseason.
Jeez.
In real time, it seemed like he found another gear in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
But his numbers were consistent all year when healthy, which the games missed is the only reason his WAR wasn't higher after only playing in 119 games.
Do you honestly think that he could have taken Ohtani if he ended up playing, maybe not even all of them, maybe 30 more games? No. Christopher says no. I'm looking at
that was a full-fledged Ohtani season.
Yeah.
So
He had a 10 WAR.
Yeah.
He had a 10 even WAR. It's
He would have made it closer.
yeah.
Not great availability, but he's always been a guy to hit the DL at least once a year and finish top 5 in multiple offensive categories.
those hammies.
While missing over 40 games is more than impressive. Oh, is more than impressive, as evidenced by his second place MVP finish, All-Star nod, and Silver Slugger.
What a beast.
Monster year.
I love Corey Seager. He's so wonderful. I hope he spends the entirety of his contract here and then just retires from baseball.
That's what I hope too.
That's really what I want.
That combined
Better
WAR
yet.
stat,
hope
there's been baseball played a long time.
I hope that the rest of the contract goes so good that we give him a 2-year deal at the end of that deal, and he has to keep playing.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what I hope.
if he can stay healthy, he can work his way on to that A Rushmore, don't you think, guys?
Oh yeah,
100%.
Anyone with the potential to still
Oh yeah.
continue
he's
to
speed
climb.
running his way there right
Oh
now.
yeah, absolutely.
Which would be insane for a guy who, played 6 years for somebody else.
Yeah.
So this is the weirdest of quick side notes, but I went to the single season WAR leaderboard on Baseball Reference, and I just would like to point out that the pictures for like the top 30 dudes, it's like a bunch of black and white photos and Doc Gooden. So shout out to my boy Doc Gooden.
That's great. It's a bunch of scanned in tintype photographs.
It's freaking
Rusty Phillips.
old Ross Hadburn and freaking what was the dude that would chase after the fire trucks?
Bumpy Willenbaum.
Oh, Smoky Left Hand.
Rube Waddell. Rube Waddell. I'm telling you, it's literally a bunch of dudes from the 1800s: Walter Johnson, Babe Ruth, and then Doc Gooden.
That's Stumperson. All right, who's our third best? We'll go back in time and back in the rankings, just one. Christopher, who is the third best shortstop?
We're going way back in time,
Yeah, how far?
all the way to the 1975. Toby Harrah.
Toby Harrah.
Toby Harrah, the original star shortstop for the Texas Rangers. One of those OG Washington Senators.
That's such a great baseball name.
Toby Harrah.
Ugh.
He had a good baseball mustache, too.
He's got a cool casino.
That casino sucks. We'll talk about that later.
So, the 1975, and old boy put up 0.1 WAR less than old Corey Seager at 7.1. His slash line that year, he hit 293. He had an on-base percentage of 403, which is great. A slugging percentage of 458. It was the olden days, and power won the thing.
Yeah.
But that got him an OPS of 861. And
Yeah, it did.
I don't think I put up any links here, but when I was doing the research and comparing him to the other offensive shortstops from the same time, his offensive season was way better than anybody else. So,
He didn't even need to hit 293. He fucking walked 98 times.
Damn.
Jeez.
finishing 15th in MVP voting and making his second All-Star appearance as a member of the Texas Rangers. Toby Harrah was the original star shortstop for the team, one of the original Rangers who had to suffer not only through the last season in Washington, culminating in a forfeit against the New York Yankees, but also 2 100-loss seasons to begin his tenure in the frying pan.
Sorry, Ted Williams.
You deserve better. Let's see. After an All-Star appearance in 1972 and an amazing 1974 where the Rangers finished in second place, 5 games behind the eventual World Series champion Oakland Rest in Peace Athletics. Just, yeah, freaking Oakland, dude.
They're all over this.
Yes,
thing, man.
it's like whenever
Yeah.
we're good, they're better.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Josh Hamilton. 1975 was ultimately a tumultuous year for the Texas Rangers, where the team finished 79 and 83, with star manager Billy Martin being dismissed halfway through the season due to disagreements with owner Brad Corbin.
You don't say.
Billy Martin not getting along with his employer? What?
Never could
What,
have guessed
what
that.
was this, Oakland, Detroit? Arlington,
New York,
New York,
7 times.
7 times. Yeah, for real. Oakland again. Billy Martin was replaced by steel-jawed manager Frank Lucchese.
Yeah.
Just ask Lenny Randall.
Boots.
Despite the turmoil in Arlington, Toby Harrah had himself a career year.
Yeah.
Defensively, his range factor per game was 4.83.
Came out of nowhere this year because he had a 3.5 the year before and a 3.7 the year after, which is not bad years, but they're not 7.1 seasons.
That was good for 7th among shortstops in MLB who played a minimum of 100 games that season. Save for Larry Boa hitting 309, Harrah would have had the triple crown amongst shortstops that season.
Oh.
With 20 home runs, 10 more than the next closest. In 93 RBI, 24 more than the next closest.
Jeez.
And his 293 batting average, which, like I was just saying, short only to Larry Bowa's 309. Only 2 shortstop beat him that season with a WRC plus over 100. I'm sorry, only 2 shortstops that season had a WRC plus over 100, which is kind of similar to OPS plus, where it's the weighted runs created plus. It's a percentage. If your 100s league average over 100 is above average.
Oh, okay.
So Chris Spire of the Giants had 113, and then Toby Harrah had 148.
Boom.
Wow.
So the majority of your shortstops in the league were a liability at the plate, and then you had Chris Spear or whatever was good, and then Toby Harrah was a freaking asset.
Yeah.
Leading the offensive charge for the Rangers over here. So really a very, very good season he had that year. Definitely career year for him of a guy who had a very good career.
This was the year that we were just saying that Joe Morgan had the 11 WAR.
Oh, wow. Good God. Poor Toby just fell right off the cliff after this year. 3.7, 2.6, 1.6,
Oh, no.
0.4, point nothing. He had an even 0 WAR.
He was replacement level.
Yep, he played 8 games. Had 1 plate appearance.
Career WAR 51.
Nothing happened. Had a negative 100 OPS plus. Make it right at
Did you
nothing.
mention that Triple Crown stat and I missed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that safer.
The 309.
Larry Bowa.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, best offensive shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
Man had a Who Says You Can't Go Home tour in 1985 and 1986 at ages 36 and 37 with us. Came back home for a second.
Oh, my God. I was sorting these seasons completely wrong. Sorry. That was the lead up to that 7 WAR season when I was going through that. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, then we got 3.5, 5.7.
Yeah.
He had a 6.6.
Yeah. He found that later.
Ooh, he had a good year with Cleveland.
My God, I'm dumb.
We all remember when he played for the Yankees, right?
Yep. 1984. I was there.
Yep. Point 5.
That brings us over to the very best performance at shortstop for any single season Texas Ranger.
He is.
Good job for
2009.
Toby Harrah. And I will bestow that honor upon Tony Cook to let you know who that is.
All right, everybody.
Small caveat. Not only is it the best shortstop season, it's the...
Yeah. Okay, so everybody say yuck, blech. Get it all out. Get it all out of your system. Weird.
I do not like this.
Nightmare.
Do not like this man. Do not like green eggs and ham.
So the number 1 shortstop season in Texas Rangers history, as well as the number 1 accumulated WAR season for a position player in Texas Rangers history, is Alex Rodriguez in 2002.
That boy good.
He was good.
Homie slashed 300, 392, 623, and he one dotted as well.
Oh, boy.
1.015.
Good Lord.
This started a run of 9 consecutive All-Star appearances. Sorry, this was in the middle of a run of 9 consecutive All-Star appearances.
Let's be real here. A-Rod was clearly the best player in the American League in 2002 and should have won MVP. But despite having significantly better numbers than Miguel Tejada with both the bat and the glove, A-Rod played on the 72-win last-place Rangers, and Tejada played for a team that just lost their best player to the Yankees and then tied them for the best record in the American League with 103 wins.
Roger Clemens.
No, not Roger Clemens.
I mean, he was on that team, though.
I was like, Giambi. I'm talking about Giambi. Yeah, they lost Giambi and Johnny Damon and got better.
Yep.
This is, of course, we're talking about the Moneyball A's.
Yeah, Brad Pitt, he was there.
So, without A-Rod...
Nobody?
A-Rod...
Why was I thinking Toronto?
In his 9 wins, say we just called up a AAA guy to play shortstop that year.
I think Jonah Hill was on the team, too.
That Texas team would have won 63 games.
Just fucking talking to nobody.
I'm so sorry. I was so caught up in my thing. What did you say? I'm so sorry. I was
like, Brad Pitt was there.
Oh.
I was like, oh, nobody? I was like, I think Jonah Hill was on the team, too.
Bueller.
Like, talking to ghosts.
I'm sorry, keep going. Oh my god. Okay, without A-Rod's 9 wins above replacement, that Texas team would have had 63 wins, which would have been the 3rd worst mark in franchise history.
Gross.
It's not A-Rod's fault that we sucked so bad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Moneyball A's were stacked with ballers in their prime, like Tejada, Mark Mulder, Barry Zito,
Prime Zito, too.
Eric Chavez,
Prime Eric Chavez.
Jermaine Dye, and yes, even Chris Pratt. I mean, Scott Hatterberg.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult. It's incredibly hard.
A-Rod led the league in home runs, RBIs, total bases, WAR, and games played. By the way, in his 3-year tenure with the Texas Rangers, Alex Rodriguez missed 1 game.
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
Iron Man.
How you want to talk about combined WAR for the seasons?
Yeah, right?
He's over 8 for all 3 of the years he's here.
The 8.8 WAR is the highest mark in franchise history, rivaled only by Hambone in 2010 at 8.7, and the other 2 A-Rod Ranger seasons. It's easy to shit on the guy because he's such a bad person.
Yep.
But to put in perspective how good a baseball player he really was, the best WAR season in our franchise history was only A-Rod's 5th best WAR season.
Yeah.
That's a bad man.
That is a bad man. That's crazy. Were they all with New York, or were some of them with Seattle, too?
2 with Seattle and 2 with New York.
That's wild. Did he have over 100 for his career?
Oh, yeah, it's 117.
Damn.
117.4 is his career WAR. Wow. 3,100 hits. Insane. 696 homers.
Not 700.
2,000 RBI. Jeez. He stole 300 bags in his career, too.
That's how far you have to dig. You're like, yeah, but you couldn't get 700, could you, asshole?
697. 16th all-time in WAR.
Yikes.
That's way up
and
there.
we just discussed his almost impossibility of making the Hall of Fame.
It's done.
Could be the end of the line for a 117 WAR guy.
4th all-time in WAR is Barry Bonds.
That makes sense.
162. And 8th all-time is Roger Clemens.
Who's above Bonds? It's got to be Ruth,
Okay.
Aaron, and Mays.
No.
Rose?
Impromptu trivia by Chris Green.
Here, the one huge hint I can give you is they're both pitchers. Ruth is 1, and then 2 and 3.
Alfonso Soriano. No.
Walter Johnson.
That's one of them. That's number 2,
And Cy Young.
and that's number 3.
All right, there you go.
Not bad. Okay, good.
It is now time to step into the office of the assistant to the assistant GM, Tony Cook.
We're not going to talk about anything sports related.
All right.
I just want to talk to you about my. I'm
the scat man.
Pee pee.
Oh, what have you brought for us?
I just want to talk to y'all about my vacation. God. My vacation.
Oh no, it's so good.
Make the bad man go away.
We're not cutting any of this.
No. All right, Tony, you want to give her a third try, buddy? Oh.
No, I'm just going to have the yips about it. I just want to talk to y'all about my vacation.
There we go. Look.
And we're rolling, baby.
Where did
We're
you go?
back.
Where did you go?
Back up. I took my first vacation as an adult, which is sad because I'm 33. That was the reason I went, by the way. It was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
I went to Las Vegas.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Bro, you can't tell us about this.
Yeah, you're breaking the cardinal rule right now.
You can't tell us anything about this, actually.
Guys, trust me, I didn't do anything that I can't tell the whole world.
All right.
I'm lame.
Lay it on me.
So, getting on the plane, I work with a guy who has a buddy, I assume from his days in the military, who works at air traffic control for DFW Airport.
Hey, that's cool.
So, I sent my buddy my flight info, and he sent his buddy that info, and got my flight bumped up on the flight logs or whatever.
What?
So once we left the terminal in our plane, we didn't have to wait on any runway. We just went to the very first one available and skipped the line.
That's sick.
So we get into the air. And by the way, I'm too big for regular airplanes.
Yes.
I
hate
Like,
flying.
I
it's
can-
not that you're that big of a guy. It's
Yeah.
that airplanes are fucking tiny.
like I can fit in the seat, and I can tell that the seats are getting smaller because I can fit in the seat with no extender. I can buckle my seatbelt, no big deal. These planes are just too tiny. It felt like I was in like a cargo plane and they were about to like drop me into battle somewhere or something. Like there's shit that's not connected rattling around next to me. And you know, I picked a seat or a row on the plane that was supposed to have more leg room because it had an exit on that row.
Yeah.
I had less leg room because the seat opposite me, where there's not supposed to be a seat, is the flight attendant's seat.
Oh, man.
So they're up and down all day, and I'm in between trying to, play like,
You said your knees were like interlocked with
like yes, we were. It was like 1-1-2-2 with our legs.
Oh, God.
In this seat, and they're up and down the whole flight.
just making eye contact with her.
So that was painful. Like I'm so cramped that like my hips are cramping up, and I like literally can't move them anywhere. It was gross. I hate it. But during the flight, as soon as the pilot turns off the seatbelt sign, he gets on and he says a special shout out from air traffic control. Happy birthday, Tony.
What? That's
So
cool.
Now we're on a literal cloud nine as we're making our way to Vegas. So it was a really great start.
Hell yeah.
So I land in Vegas, and their airport is nothing like DFW, which is, segmented. These three airlines are in this terminal, and you go here, you go through security, and then it's all basically grids, Harry Reid Airport is a big circle.
Okay. It's like a circle.
It's like a big circle.
It's like a circle.
And the top circle is for terminals, and the bottom circle is for traveling between terminals.
Okay.
I did not realize that from it. Baby boy went in a full circle.
I knew where that was going.
Wait, I've seen this slot machine before.
Look, kids, Big Ben. Look, kids, Big Ben.
So nervously, I finally find my way out of this thing. And you got to take a tram to a different terminal that connects to the rest of the airport. It's stupid. I hate it. I hate it. I'm like, I don't want to get on a tram. I want to get in a car. I decided not to gamble until I got to my hotel because I've heard a lot of differing opinions about whether gambling at the airport is profitable or not.
Yeah.
So I get to my hotel after taking a $60 cab to the hotel from the airport.
All right.
That's supposed to be capped off at like $30.
What? What happened?
I didn't know this until after I paid for it.
Oh, crap.
So the taxi guy definitely got me.
He sure did.
He got me. So I get to the hotel room, and the concierge lady is like hates her job.
Oh, no.
She's just not happy with her job, and didn't do a bad job. Like, checked me into the hotel, but I certainly didn't feel welcome at the establishment. So we're like, we're 0 for 2. I'm not enjoying this.
And then I want a car.
And then immediately after leaving that person's site, though, I walk onto a casino floor. So screw that lady. I'm having a good time again.
There
All
you
of a sudden,
go.
like boom, 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 boom. Like, yeah.
It's party
yeah.
time for
So
Tony.
I don't even gamble, guys. I just like choose my prey.
Okay.
And I just like traverse the entire casino floor. And I'm like, yeah, this. And
Like a lion
I'm
hunting
not
the
going to lie.
gazelle.
I'm not like a superstitious person, but I was definitely like.
Were you a little stitious?
Just a little stitches.
I was definitely like, universe, pick the right slot machine.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, this is the one.
Speak
This
to me.
feels like me.
I definitely rub the machines when I'm playing them. I rub them. I'm talking to them.
Whisper sweet nothings in the air.
Absolutely, I do.
So the goal and my strategy, I exclusively gambled slots at my casino
Okay.
that I stayed in. Because I got their card and I could, accumulate points that either went to their gift shop or points towards meals in their restaurants,
Okay,
such
cool.
and such. So, and that worked. I was able to win enough money gambling that this casino paid for my meals at their casino.
Hey.
Hey, hell yeah.
So,
Steak.
y'all know I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a bunch of money to gamble around here. So I'm putting, $20 in at a time. And, so the rule is you put $20 in. If you lose $60 before you make anything, you're done.
Okay. I like that rule.
It's a way to, have fun gambling without hurting yourself for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Didn't have to worry about that. Never had to worry about that. Not even once.
Yeah.
Now, I tempered my time gambling because I was positive. I didn't give the casino a chance to take my money back,
Yeah.
basically. But
That is my money.
the strategy is you put 20 in the machine, and anytime you win enough money to pull a $100 bill out, you do so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take your $100 bill back upstairs to the safe.
Mm-hmm.
You run back downstairs, rinse and repeat with your 20. And I was able to do that quite frequently across my 3 days in Vegas.
Hell yeah.
I went there with about $500 in cash, and I came back with close to $900.
Damn. And paid for the food and everything?
So I paid for all of that stuff with card.
Okay.
The cash was exclusively for tipping and gambling.
Okay. All right.
So I would say I was up close to $600 total
Dang.
on just gambling.
Nice.
And because of that, I was able to buy more tickets to shows and stuff that I wanted to do because I was up so big. So I was able to go to the Sphere
Yeah.
on my on the day after my birthday and see the Wizard of
place
Oz.
is so cool.
And for those who are not familiar with this is kind of like the Omni Theater
On
in
steroids.
Dallas with that screen that starts below your eyesight and then goes all the way up above your eyesight. I don't know how much of that screen you would say. How much would you guys say that Omni covers? It's,
Omni?
it's not like 360, but like
I'd say
Close to 270.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
220 something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that's probably
75% of
this
your viewing area.
this screen. I mean, it's a sphere. It really,
Yeah,
really
it's
is. They use that
insane.
whole circle.
That's cool.
If it's not a seat, it's a screen.
And for anybody who's been to the Omni Theater, I'm pretty sure that's the name of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 Okay. They do that helicopter scene in the beginning.
It's so cool.
It kind of makes you feel like you're flying.
Yeah.
It was like that amplified. It really was. The stairs are so steep, and it's so spherical. It really makes you look like you're at the top and the bottom at the same time, and you don't really know. There was a woman climbing to her stairs, climbing to her seats, who had to stop in the middle of the aisle and hit the ground.
Oh.
And everyone's like, "Hey, you all right? What's going on?" She's like, "I can't move my legs right now. It feels like I'm gonna fall."
Extreme vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is very, very steep, and disorienting, but it is also very immersive once you get past that element.
Mm-hmm.
And so they incorporated physical props as well with this. So they had giant fans going during the tornado scene leading into Oz.
That's neat.
And they had apples, foam apples that they would drop from the ceiling during the orchard scenes with the angry trees.
Should have been real apples.
And I got one of those, by the way. I got my little souvenir there.
Oh, cool.
Flying monkeys. They had physical flying monkeys that they flew around the room during that scene.
That's dope.
It was great. I had a great time.
I'd love to
this
go
thing.
to the Sphere.
And I was a
Yes.
little disappointed because the timing of my trip, the 2 weeks prior to my trip, as well as the 2 weeks after my trip, the act at the Sphere is the Eagles.
Oh,
And that I would have enjoyed that more. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh yeah, the Wizard of Oz, 100%.
So that sucks, but I was pleasantly surprised. I had a great time at the Sphere. The other major thing that I bought with my winnings was a burlesque show.
Yes,
And I was like in Vegas, you got to go see something a little risque.
absolutely. You got to see some titties,
Titties.
I did not, in fact, see any titties though. It's just
even if they're covered titties. They're titties.
I saw some side boob. That's about it.
Hey, I love a good side boob.
Good side-
Boobies.
So this burlesque show was actually a Star Wars parody. It was titled "The Empire Strips Back."
Yes.
That is fucking clever.
It was just as funny as it was sexy. It was really a good show.
That's good.
Had
That
a
is
lot of
good.
fun. The whole slave Leia, really the two different Leias with the
Slave
honey
Leia.
bun haircut as well.
Oh yeah.
It was tasteful but sexy. They had a great time.
Meow.
I would recommend that. It was a good show.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had a ton of fun. I did not spend very much time at all on the Strip. I got on one of those double-decker buses and saw basically all the sites that I needed to see.
Yeah.
Went and saw the Botanical Garden. And
You see the fountains
I,
at the
yes,
Bellagio?
the double-decker bus actually stopped on the street and watched the fountain show.
That's
So I didn't even have to
awesome.
get out my seat to see any of
That's
that.
so cool.
yeah, that's definitely a thing.
And that's actually a good thing. That double-decker bus I was on, that added height is important because they're building all this Formula One stuff across the street from these fountains right now.
Oh.
So a lot of that stuff is covered by construction zones.
Did you get to see the site where they're building the new A's stadium?
I did.
Oh.
I did, and I gotta say, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. They got a lot of areas for sporting type stuff because they just got too many casinos to have anything. There's just too much going on.
Yeah.
Having a couple of stadiums in that area is good to mix it up. I also saw the construction on the Hard Rock Cafe hotel that they're building that's in the shape of a guitar.
Oh.
It's so those
whole
reflective
building?
yes, so those reflective windows at Cowboys Stadium or AT&T.
Yes.
The entire thing is that.
Wow. That's going to be dope.
So they closed the Mirage, and that's what's being built where the Mirage is. Where I think they're slowly it's like a slow demolition of that casino to build the Hard Rock Cafe casino. And it's a bit of an eyesore. It looks very Lego-y.
Yeah.
Loved Vegas though. Like for my next vacation, I already just want to go back to Vegas. I don't even want to think about anything else.
They got you. Hook, line, and sphincter.
Yeah. Well, when you win a little bit of money, I feel
Yeah,
like,
that's how they get you.
There's only a couple places in the world you can go for a vacation and make some of your money back. You know, other places you're just going to do stuff. There's not even an option. So, highly recommend it.
10 out of 10.
It was at least an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Just because I'm kind of boring and didn't do a lot of the fun stuff that Vegas has to offer.
Well, I mean, these are your standards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be 10 out of 10 by your standards, right?
Right. I just went, did the things that I wanted to do when I wanted to do them, ate what
Damn
I
right.
wanted.
When you wanted to eat it.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
ate what
you
I
gotta-
wanted.
you
When
gotta-
I wanted to gamble, I gambled. When the lights and the sounds got a little too much, I went upstairs, took a little nappy. Come back downstairs, put something in my belly, and hit the casino floor again.
Yeah.
I just got to do
Nice.
whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And There's not much I would have done different for sure. What the assistant to the assistant GM did this last week.
Thank you, dear listeners, for playing along on another episode of The Ranger Zone. It always means a great deal that you take the time to spend the time with us. A lifetime of middle seats on an airplane. As always, you can keep up with us trying to keep up with social media on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Ranger Zone Pod. That is at Ranger Zone Pod. We're worth a follow for the nonsense alone. And of course, just listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you again. This has been the Ranger Zone, and I have been Robbie Belusic.
I have been Chris Green.
I have been Tony Cook.
And that is the way the baseball go.